February was like a movie, but one of those indie movies that doesn't really make any sense and has no budget. Let's get into it. So I finished my first month at INTAR, and honestly, I had a blast. So for those of you who don't know, INTAR is a Latino theater company here in New York City. It's actually just a few blocks down from me, so I really lucked out with that one. I auditioned in December, I want to say, and got into the Unit 52 program, which is really fun. Nancy is our teacher. It's structured around Shakespeare, and while Shakespeare is not my favorite person, I do think it's important to get back into it because the linguistics of it all is important for actors. And while I am not a huge person, like, I don't know how to put it. I'm dyslexic, okay? And I don't really vibe with Shakespeare because he's just too wordy. He's all up in my mouth like, the raven himself is hoarse that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under thy battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here. Something like that, you know? While I love acting, I just feel like Shakespeare is just too much, you know? Also, I got this shirt from Five Below today. How cool, right? I have gotten to make a lot of new friends, which is really cool. There's like 3 of them from Texas, 2 from Austin, 1 from Crystal City. But yeah, no, she's really fun. Kat's one of my besties in class so far. I know I'm going to be making more friends, so that's always a plus. We're going to be going to brunch tomorrow, which I'm excited for. But Kat's Latina, she's a Tejana, and she gets it. Let's talk about work, but survival jobs, not acting. The first week was pretty good, but then there were 2 weeks where I was unemployed. Stressed, tired, bed rotting, doom scrolling. You get the vibes. But there was a lot of creativity, so I'm happy that I found some kind of light at the end of that tunnel. And then this last week and going into the first week of March, I'm going to be working again, which I am excited for, and I'll be getting paid what I should be getting paid, which is always fair. Because, side note, let me tell you the stupid thing that my job does. During the slow season, they have it where the companies can pay us less, which is insane. Okay? Insane. I was getting paid less than what I got hired at, and that's not okay. That is not okay. But I survived and I made it through, and I'm happy to be working again. Financial gain is important. I also started a new job / play. This is social media for the play Storme, which is a play about Storm de Lavare. Like I said, I've been doing this for a few years now, and it's just been cool to see the evolution of the production. And now I get to be helping out with the social media as well. So follow us at Storm the Play on Instagram and Facebook. And I think she has a TikTok too, but I ain't running that. That's too much. Then there was Galentine's. Galentine's was so much fun this year. Obviously, your boy's still single as a Pringle, but I do have really good friends, and that really helps make up for the lack of a man. Just touch. I went to Esther's house, and June, Esther, and I all hung out for, that wasn't on Valentine's, that was on the 12th, not on Valentine's Day, so I don't want to lie to you, but it was like a pre-Galentine's Galentine, you know what I mean? We baked cookies. I spilt what did we have? What did we have? A mojito? No. Orange juice and what are those called? Mimosa! Oh my god, that took forever. I spilt my mimosa. Not very cutesy, not very demure. I accidentally spilled it on Esther's bag that she got from Japan, so I did feel pretty bad about that. But it dried, and she said it didn't leave any stains, so that's a plus. And then we baked cookies. The cookies were so cute. That was so fun getting to decorate those. But I only did like 2 or 3 because I got over it really fast because it wasn't hardening up like it needed to. And if one of them was too runny, one of them was too not runny, it was just a mess. But they turned out pretty good. Here's the proof, okay? It's not too bad, right? Right? Lie to me and tell me it's not too bad, okay? Then Esther made us some roasted gnocchi with some vegetables, and I have been thinking about that dish for this whole time, for 2 weeks now. 2 weeks now, a little over. It's kind of crazy because I don't even like vegetables like that. There was like cherry tomatoes, carrots, and maybe Brussels sprouts or something. All these vegetables I don't really like, but together, I don't know what it was. That dish was so good. Like chicken meatballs. I don't know why I loved it so much, but I did, and I do. And I really want it again. I really do want that dish again. And then Robin and I on Valentine's Day, we had a little Galentine's Day of ourselves. We got us a little bagel from across the street. We got us a little drink from Starbucks. And then we had a cute little walk through Central Park. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed that day, just getting to be together. And then we got to watch some movies, which we actually watched The Last Showgirl. I don't know if you've seen it. I'm part of SAG, which we're going to get into later, but that means that I get free viewings of all the films from last year so that I can vote on them, and I got to see it. This stars Pamela Anderson and Jamie Lee Curtis, and it was so good. It was such a good film. I cannot stop talking about it. The Last Showgirl. My God, Pamela Anderson's character was just so, like, timid and ditzy and aloof, but so real and so grounded and so... I don't know. She was just fighting so hard to stay relevant and stay seen and stay doing what she loves. I just felt so much for her, for the character. Shelley was her name. And then, I believe that was her name. And then there was the best friend, which was Jamie Lee Curtis. And while I love Jamie Lee Curtis, and I thought she did phenomenal. I think I did end up voting for somebody else, but that's besides the point. Her character was so good. It was a Jamie Lee Curtis original, as Jamie Lee Curtis can do. And there was this one scene where she was like it was like the changing room. She was in her bra. She was in she had some undies on too. She was bra and undies, but she also had some like sheer tights over it, right? So you could like see through, but you knew that she had tights on, but her body was just there. And I love that. I love seeing a natural woman's body on TV, because we get so much thrown into us of how like we should look this way or we should look this way, when it's like we're humans. We can't all afford to like get our bodies snatched and up, you know what I mean? And it was just so awesome to get to see her be so vulnerable, so raw, so real like that. And I love Jamie Lee Curtis. I do. Which segues into the SAG Awards. I brought my friend Kat. Robin, I did invite Robin, but she ended up getting sick. And thankfully, Kat was nearby. She was at INTAR viewing a show. And so I was like, hey, Kat, you want to come to the SAG Awards viewing party with me? And she was like, yeah. And so we went, and I went, and we had so much fun. Here's some picture and videos of that. The start of that day was a little rocky because I was wearing my favorite shirt. Yes, I know, that shirt. I've had so many pictures and videos in that shirt. Cute flashback of all the different photo shoots I've had with this shirt. But it's been my shirt of the season, my shirt of the moment, okay? And it stained so easy. So I was like being so careful not to get water on it. And then right before I left, I went perfume and didn't even think twice about it. And then there was 2 stains. It looked like I was lactating, okay? I don't want to be a lactation boy, okay? I don't. And so I had to rinse the whole shirt and dry the whole shirt before I can go out the door. And that took an extra 15 minutes. Thankfully, the material does dry kind of fast. But it ate into our eating time because I wanted to grab some Popeyes beforehand because we had been starving. We were so hungry. And thankfully, everything worked out and we got to go in. We got to do our thing. I'm grateful for that. Coleman Domingo was robbed. He was robbed of his actor. An actor, for those of you who don't know, is the name of the award, much like an Oscar or a Tony. This one is an actor because the SAG Awards are awards for actors by actors. That's why I got to vote. And I voted for Coleman Domingo. Timothée Chalamet, you shouldn't have won. I'm so sorry to that man. But I really think Coleman Domingo blew it out of the park. He was phenomenal. Okay. Not to bring down the vibe of this little February recap, but the last 2 weeks of February were a little stressful and a little sad, and I didn't know why for a while. I thought it was just seasonal depression. I thought it might have been just like me bedrotting because I wasn't working and life is expensive. But also, it was Mom Peggy's death date. The 26th was her death anniversary, and that was a little hard, and I think it's harder for me than I realize sometimes. I talked about at one of the meetings at INTAR, we have like these little checkups, and I think that really weighed on me. But after I talked about it and I just released it, I felt so much better, okay? And thankfully, on the day of Mom Peggy's death anniversary, June invited me to a new viewing of Viola Davis's new movie called GQ20 or something like that. It's an action movie. She did so good, but it was so fancy. I don't know how June scored these little tickets, but we got there. We got unlimited drinks, unlimited popcorn, candy of our choice, and an entree. We both ended up getting the filet mignon sliders, and it came with French fries. It was nice. It was real nice. But those people who go to these events are savages. Savages. They were running to the freaking seats. June and I saw some good seats, and I just tossed my bag into the seat, and then we walked around slowly. And I even heard somebody say, "Oh, somebody tossed their bag here," and I was like, that was me. And it was. But the movie was so good. The movie was so good. And I ended this week working again. This whole last week was full of work, and I'm grateful to have money. What did I learn from this month? I've learned to prioritize my creativity and to really lean into it when I'm feeling down, even when I didn't want to. Even when I didn't feel like it, I still did it, and I still showed up for myself. It was hard. It was so hard sometimes. I don't know necessarily why I get so defeated by things when there's so much good around me and there's so many positive things happening. It doesn't make sense to me, and maybe that's my own brain chemistry or whatever, but I know that I am still here, and I'm still trying, and I'm still fighting, and I'm still pushing through, which I'm proud of myself for. Very proud of myself for. March is going to be so much better for me. I hope. Let's knock on wood. Life is going to work out. And these months are just going to keep getting better and better. And I'm sure there's going to be other hard points during this year. I'm sure of it. And who knows what the world's going to throw at me. Hopefully it's nothing too hard. Okay? Because I need another chill year. I know that there's going to be rocky ones at some point because all my people are old, if you know what I mean. But this year, let it be just a smooth, chill year, and let us level up. Level up. But every month has its highs and lows, and February kept me on my toes. Here's some current videos you can check out that I already have recorded and uploaded to my channel. Be sure to check out my podcast and some new series I'm starting, which I don't know how much I'm going to stick to them. They're kind of experimental, but I'm here to try at least. I'm going to be starting a mini vlogs, which are a minute or less vlogs of certain events, certain days, I don't know what. They're just mini vlogs, and I think that's kind of exciting, and it's just a fast way for me to share my life, you know what I mean? Behind the scenes, around the corner, in the sky. You know what I'm trying to say. Also keep an eye out for 2 new videos that I'm going to be filming with my new friend Kat. We are going to be doing a scary story times because she tells the best scary stories. I still cannot whistle at night without getting a little you know what I mean? I'm also going to be interviewing her for my podcast, which is kind of exciting. I love that. I'm also going to be interviewing Esther for my podcast, which is super exciting too. And I feel like I've said this before. Maybe I haven't said it enough. The purpose of my podcast is to share my life in a more intimate way with people who just want to come on this journey with me. You know what I mean? And with the interviews, I really want to share the important, influential, and inspiring people in my life so that the world knows the people who I know. So I get to share my people with the world. And I love that. I do. Until the end of March, when I see you again for that recap, I hope you have a wonderful March, and I hope your February was amazing. Love you, mean it. Bye.